One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. The next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
What the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
Welcome back to another episode of the BS Podcast. It is I, the Q Dog, in the BS studio. Actually, truthfully, this is the Moran family studio hosting the BS Podcast. I'm here with all my peeps. My man Josh, my man Wild Bill, and my woman Amber Dash. What's going on, my people? Alabama goes to Columbia, Missouri, steals another 0 in a win, 27-24 over the Missouri Tigers. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here and excited to be here. Before we get started, let me introduce you to the crew, starting with none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Wild Bill. Wild Bill, tell the people who you are and what you do. You're in captivity.
Wild Bill, Amber's dad, y'all's uncle, seen his husband. Roll Tide.
It puts the
Roll
lotion on the
Tide.
skin.
He literally just ignored the fact that he has a son-in-law who's not here also.
Well, I didn't see him on here, so he's not existent.
That's right.
My light just went off. What just happened?
Where's
Aw,
double A?
man.
Where's double A at?
All right.
Argue Austin, A-hole Austin.
Austin is singing today. We forgot Saturday that he had a concert to do today with.
His other name is Austin Scowlers. Instead of Austin Powers. Amber Dash, welcome to the program. Welcome back. Welcome here. It's great to have you. Talk to us. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Amber, and I am your cousin, Josh's cousin, Bill's daughter, and Austin, who is not here, his wife. And I just am now trying to figure out what to do with my light because it just died. So,
With your life or your light?
my light died.
Okay.
My light.
She's Amber Dash, and she knows things. And last but not least, the master of disaster, the king of sting, the emporium of deborium, Josh Moran. Josh, tell the people who you are and what you do.
He's a what?
I bring hot takes, and I'm Josh. It's hard to be in a room full of such classy people,
You shut up.
They bring the class in everything they do.
You shut up.
It's hard to be in y'all's company, but I'm here.
You shut up.
I couldn't have said that better myself. It's great to have you. Before we get started, there's something that I feel is extremely important for me to cover, and this is truly no laughing matter. So I want to put this up on the screen, and this is unannounced, but I think it's important for us to see something that's going on here, and I just want to put this up here. Give me just a minute. You are
one here.
Hey, Amber.
Hey, yours was 34 to 20. What?
You're not even listening. 31.
4.
31. I knew there was a 4. I forgot to write
What's
it down.
Cindy's, Bill? Go ask her.
I'm going 27 to 21.
So we missing the extra point.
21.
I don't know. I gotta have weird numbers every time.
That's like 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals?
Sure.
I don't think we can make 2 field goals.
I'm not sure.
Oh, man, come on. That dude is good, man.
27 is 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, not 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Yeah, I know.
Golly, where'd y'all go to
You
school?
said
Alabama.
2.
I thought I said 3 because 3 is 21. So
You said 2.
I'll go back and review the tape.
Fact check.
119. I'll go back and review the tape. All right. So hopefully I can have that produced by the next show. All right.
I know he's going to.
Yes, he is. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you heard it here first. Josh Moran says Josh Moran makes an accusation and provides himself as a fact checker and cannot check the facts because there it is on the tape. Quincy Moran did say, he did in fact say 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Can I get a witness?
Do you feel better now?
And with that being said,
You feel better?
With that being said, the now leader of the prediction market is none other than Amber Dash.
Oh, no.
She is winning.
Hey,
Holy
you
cow.
know what they say, right?
In 3 years, I got 2 in a row, baby.
You know what they say, right? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Hey, yeah, I know. I married one.
Josh, you know what? I was going to make an inappropriate joke, but I
don't
was
even
there. All right.
He's not here to defend himself, so I can say whatever I want to.
Props to Brandon Phillips. Brandon, give somebody your email address. We're going to get you a link so you can get on this show as a guest. Let's get your email address.
I haven't really thought of that yet.
It would be
I don't know.
so fun.
I don't know, but RTR, brother. All right, it's time now for the first quarter, and the first quarter is brought to you by Wild Bill and his Bullion Biscuits. Come on down to Wild Bill's restaurant and get some Bullion Biscuits, baby. It's time for the first quarter. All right, Wild Bill, it's all you, baby. It's time for those Bama bullet points. What you got?
All right, let's go with it. First one, the Missouri quarterback in the first half had 41 yards rushing on 7 carries. But his first 3 carries were for 39 yards.
Whoa.
So his next 4 carries were for 2 yards. And they're all everything running back, Mr. Hardy. He also had 41 yards rushing on 7 carries in the first half. For the game, their quarterback had 61 yards rushing, and Hardy had 52 yards, which I'm sure Quincy will go over this. The Prabula, whatever his name was 16 of 28 passing with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Excuse me. LT Overton had 6 tackles, 1.5 for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. Missouri as a team had 163 yards rushing, had been averaging 310 yards a game rushing. First time, I love this one, first time in Alabama history to defeat 3 top 20 ranked teams in the SEC.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Missouri, a big 10% on third downs. They were 1 for 10. Our freshman receiver Brooks had 4 receptions for 58 yards. And then the next to the last one doesn't have anything to do with the Bama Missouri game, but just a little information. We lead the all-time series against the hated Big Orange from Knoxville, 60 wins to 47 losses and 8 ties. And also on my final one, UAB fired Trent Dilfer yesterday.
Yes, they
Up
did.
to a record of 9-21.
Yes.
And that is it for the bullet point.
Man, oh man, there's a lot to cover there. And Wild Bill, I wanted to ask you about a couple things. First, though, I'll go to Josh and see what his thoughts are about the Bama bullet points this week. They're awesome as usual. Josh, what are your thoughts, dude, on anything stand out to you? Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Anything stand out to me in the whole game?
With the Wild Bill Bama bullet points.
Well, the main one that stood out to me was the keeping Harvey at 52 yards after that first drive, because they are a running team, and if we took them out of their game plan, and instead of sticking with the run, which they probably should have done, because the more he runs the ball, the stronger he gets. He probably would have broke some yards, later in the game, and they could have got back on the time of possession things, because that's how they like to win. But we took them out of it after that, and they never recovered, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I heard over and over again. Now, first of all, let me just stop here, okay? I want to say this about Missouri. Yes, Alabama won the game 27-24. But I've got to tell you, I had some doubts about Missouri just based on the resume, even though I gave Austin a hard time. Based on the resume, Austin says they ain't played nobody. And maybe that's a fact. Maybe they beat South Carolina. But I've got to give them a lot of credit, because their football team, if Alabama's who we think they're becoming, their football team is a good football team. They play very physical. And maybe they did get away from the plan that would have, gave them the opportunity to win. But I got to give some credit to the Mizzou Tigers. Anybody want to challenge that? I thought they played a great football game.
Oh yeah.
No,
they have issues with like they should have got that 6'6" tight end more involved in the game after that first drive. They should have kept going with Hardy, but they have some resiliency on that team. They really do, because they never gave up down to the final end. And our defense giving up a touchdown there at the end, right? I know we won the game, but that's inexcusable, because they have a shot to win that game. They had a shot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they certainly did, and that's one of the points that I was gonna talk about. And matter of fact, going to ask you and Wild Bill, because there was a moment to me where it looked like Alabama was about to hit the gas and take off with this football game, like it was about to roll out of control. And something sort of changed, because I don't know if y'all saw it like I did, but when Ty went on one of those runs, got a first down, he tried to make some moves in the field, which he did, but he came down pretty hard on one side of his body and his elbow. Seemed like things changed up a little bit there. But then I go back and look at that 4th and 8 throw that he had that was like that. Josh says it all the time. This guy's making NFL throws. So I don't know if that really had anything to do with it or not, but I thought Alabama
he looked fine.
I thought Alabama was just gonna start cranking it up. So credit to Missouri's defense, because they came to play. They put a lot of pressure on, and Alabama was. Well, Bill, what do you think about the situation with the offensive line, and how it looks like during the game they were trying some more, just some more combinations, and we just couldn't get the right combo, it didn't seem.
Formby's got to go. He's got to play.
Yeah, but we said that last year, and here he is still starting.
No, he plays fine when he's playing guard.
But
you even know what that means, Amber? You're just saying what somebody else said.
I think
me and Austin had a full conversation about it on Saturday. I could literally see what was happening on the game. I'm just messing with you. No, we don't know the difference in a guard and a tackle, but I know that there are two different positions.
There's also only two genders.
I think Carroll's fixing to take over the right tackle.
I'm just messing with you.
Jaden Roberts is getting back into playing shape. He played, I think, like 28 snaps, something like that, on Saturday.
Yeah.
So he's getting acclimated back to the right guard, him and Vandermark, but that's what Formby's playing also, but from all indication is Carroll's yay close to being the starter at right tackle. Formby got beat too much again.
I don't know why he's not the starter already.
Here's what I think. If I saw it right, just because I had to watch the game, I got to watch the game, when I got home from coaching baseball to begin with, but it looked like Formby was playing guard, and then remind me of our true freshman's name that was playing right tackle.
Michael Carroll.
Michael Carroll. Yeah, it looked like he might have got beat a couple times pretty bad, so I think they got cold feet and then moved him out. But Formby playing very well at guard, and it was my intention today to try to watch Brooks Austin give the breakdown of the game, which I'm still going to do later on. But I thought we had a good set there, but Formby just does not have the foot speed or the footwork, if you will, to handle those dynamic edge rushers. And if I heard it correctly, like every one of Missouri's defensive linemen are plus 6'4", and they're killers. I mean, they're cold killers. So I think I really think they have a formidable defense. If we can solve the issue and get a little truer on offensive line, I don't think there's a defense that we can't carve up. But I need more research there. But so, Amber, any
defense coming up this week is about to get carved up because they suck at pass defense.
Yeah.
Well, that is good. Amber, what are your thoughts? Any of the Bama bullet points stick out to you? Just straight away, anything you want to cover?
No, I have all of my notes for my segment from my husband, who had to make sure we talked about the things he wanted to talk about. So I have quite a few things to say about this, but I don't really have.
I have something to say.
Besides the fact that, I mean, what y'all are talking about with Formby, I don't know for real. I don't know the difference in what a guard and a tackle is supposed to do. Okay. I just know that they're both supposed to not get their butts whipped and protect the quarterback. But for some reason, Formby is much better at one than the other. And we still keep putting him in at the one he sucks at. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure he's improving, but right now it just doesn't bode well for Ty. And that's the guy it matters for. Yep. So, Josh, what are your thoughts?
I have two things. I would like to know if I've got this right. You said bouillon biscuits, right?
Bouillon biscuits, yes.
Is it something like this?
No, that's bouillon, not bouillant.
Because I was going to say, if I could find somewhere to buy some of these, I mean, they're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I can help you with that. I can help you make some of that.
What is
bouillon?
It's
very
made out of gold bouillon.
No, bouillon is what is it, like robust or fluffy, or it's
fluffy biscuits.
I don't think
bigger.
That's what buoyant means.
I love fluffy biscuits.
Maybe buoyant.
Buoyant. Well, maybe you should fact check that and it'll work out better for you. So maybe I misspoke.
I just wanted to point something out about the game. If y'all remember, we were on the verge and we had a chance to go up 24-7 at the end of the first half. And instead, they get the ball and they score 3 to make it 17-10. Then we fumble right after half on the first play and they tie the game. So they're resilient, but we got to give credit to our guys too for being resilient, because that's a road game in a hostile environment, and that's already beat Georgia at home, and we had some intestinal fortitude in the second half of this game, even though we kind of like went Raiders on it at the end and almost lost it. We still did what we needed to do, and that was a horrible sequence. And
I want to acknowledge that ending, because you guys were not on with me and Dad on Saturday. I was fresh off about to cry. When I saw that interception happen, I literally called my dad, and I was like, "I'm supposed to cry before." we just ended the game like this?
Is that a tornado siren or?
We have you just limited out your microphone. We got no idea what you said.
I called and was like, I'm about to cry. How did we just finish a game like this? Then I followed up with a post on Facebook saying I really miss the days of blowouts. But
yes, I have to agree with that.
It's not who Kaylin DeBoer is. So
Two things. Apparently, according to Amber, you and Austin watch football, and I do not because she left my name out.
I corrected my statement on live.
I was hearing you, but you left me out, and that has to account.
I fixed it
Okay,
after you texted me and called me out.
I think you need to keep fixing it. Second thing, Devontae Jackson never needs to see the field again, and Dijon Lee needs to stay on the field.
Coach Womack talked about that in their presser today. He sure did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got to say this too, and I guess I'm so bad. I guess I'm so bad at how to follow the post on X. I thought you were talking to me when you said I watch football, woman, and I'm like, I'm lost here. I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about.
The comments were not coming up. Comments from X don't come up on this here live for some reason. So he was talking to me, but I couldn't see him. He finally had to text me.
During the program, he was talking to you. Okay.
Jack Scott Jr. says roll tide, everybody.
Yes, sir.
But I don't. We don't really talk about we do sometimes, but not all the times. The coordinators, but a reporter. As soon as Coach Womack came up, me and Austin were sitting there watching it, and he said, "If they don't ask about." Dude, they're fired. All of them are fired. First question was, okay, so Lee was playing significantly better than, and he made it sound like they took note of that. So I hope they did.
Well, we will further that discussion as we get into the game, or as we get further into the game. But hey, that's Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points, baby. What do you think about that? Great segment, dude. Let's get after it.
This is the second quarter of the BS Podcast. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, everybody, let's talk about the leaders. This week, I'm going to start things a little differently when it comes to the stats because I really want to get a look at the leaders here as we get into the next round of the season. So just showing you right here, Bryce passed for 200 yards. If I'm not mistaken, this defense had averaged.
His face is gone.
Hold on, let me move that out of his face.
Yeah, you can fix that up.
There we go.
If I'm not mistaken,
Missouri
had averaged approximately or defensively had given up 155 yards passing as an average. So, no great exciting situation there, but Tide does get past their average. So 200 yards, that's 23 of 31 and 3 touchdowns for Ty, as opposed to Bo, 16 of 28, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Josh, I'm not intelligent enough to really understand the QB rating because he had a better rating than Ty Simpson did. I'm not sure how that works out, but for 167 yards, our leading rusher, Jam Miller, 20 carries for 85 yards, as opposed to Bo, who was their leading rusher, 11 carries, 1 touchdown, 61 yards. And like you heard in the bullet points, a large chunk of that was picked up basically on one run. And after that, we really did our defense. You never want to jinx anything, and my words are going to matter, but our defense, aside from that last touchdown that just burned me up. Well, I guess what burned me up more was giving up the first down, because to me, that's just unacceptable. Anyway, I thought the defense is doing a good job of adapting and starting to lock people down. So LT Overton, 1.5 sacks, compared to Wilson, the defensive end over at Mizzou. for 2 sacks. And then this is a guy that I saw starting to emerge. I threw it in the BS chat. This graduate transfer, Mr. Hill Green, plays linebacker for the Tide. 7 tackles, 3 of them solo, and then Trotter on the other side had 3 solo tackles. So, as we talk a little bit more about it, anybody have any thoughts about? I believe his name is Nakia Hill Green. That guy looks like he's capitalizing on his opportunity. What say you, Josh Moran?
I mean, he sure is, especially with us being kind of weak up front. I guess, or do we have any hurt linebackers? I'm thinking about D-line because he lines up a lot up front. So he's number 40. He's number 47, right?
We lost
42.
We lost 2, Russo and the other guy.
Yeah, so we're weak up there. So the guy, it typically looks like that the guys getting the opportunities behind them are stepping up. And
Josh, isn't he the transfer from Colorado?
That's him. He is a graduate transfer from Colorado.
Yeah, that's just great.
I'm saying this, that he's here and he's up in his opportunity at the next level. And I look for this guy. I mean, the success that he had there, I think our coaching staff, just, shooting blindly here, but I think our coaching staff can put him in more ways to win. I mean, when a guy gets that many tackles and he emerges on the road, I think that can provide you a little bit more trust on that side of the defense. So maybe on the other side, we can cause a little more havoc because we feel good about what he's doing. So if we get into our stats, let's see here. Alabama. I don't know why, guys, but I can't get this one to work properly. I'm trying to get it set up to where we can be on the screen with it, but I'm just not there. Failing miserably is the Q dog. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull it up here and we'll go through it line by line. First downs, Alabama 22, Missouri 15. As you heard about in the Bama bullet points, third down efficiency favors the Tide, even though it's not great. 6 of 15 compared to 1 of 10 for the Mizzou Tigers. Fourth down efficiency looking good, Bama, 3 of 3, although I hate that we had to go for first down on fourth down so many times, and then 2 of 3 from Missouri. Total yards, Alabama doesn't make the mark on total yards, 326 compared to 330 for the Tigers. Passing yards, 200, as you saw in the last stat, compared to 167. So Ty went 23 of 31 for an average of 6.5 yards, while Bo went 16 of 28 for an average of 6 yards. Interceptions, Ty goose egg. He's back to the goose egg and interceptions, which we all like. Bo had 2. And looking at rushing yards, Alabama had a total of 126 on 43 carries for a measly 2.9 yards per carry. That is very frustrating. 163 yards for the Tigers on 28 for 5.8 yards per carry as an average. Here's a stat that just keeps on statting, and this speaks to the trend, in my opinion. And while Bill, you correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, Amber, you correct me if I'm wrong, but this speaks to the trend that we're starting to see about this team becoming more and more disciplined. I think there's a good sense of leadership this year as opposed to the last couple of years when we're, the second week in a row, we're on the road and it's 5 penalties for 30 yards compared to the home team 45. So very impressive what we're doing from a discipline standpoint. And then as far as turnovers go, I just don't – how does Ty run into such a big human being and then get knocked down? And it was a great play by the defense to strip the ball, but that's the turnover we had, was a fumble at the wrong time in the wrong place, and the Tide, they were able to overcome it. Like we finished, interceptions, 2 for Bo. And here's the other part. Here's the part that really gives you the true sense of what Alabama was able to do, even though our total yards, in the rush category were less. If you look at it, Alabama had the ball for 38 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
right.
3 seconds.
Can I say something about that? Because I'm over here looking through total defensive stats for the country. Missouri after this game is number 2 total yards a game. They are number 9 in passing defense and number 2 overall in rushing defense. And we held the ball for 38 minutes. We might not have scored and had a ton of yards, but we were converting enough to keep them off the field. And we're not giving enough credit to their defense and what we did on the road, because they're not sure, they hadn't played nobody, but yes, they were a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And that's one of the things that I had to come out of there, because I'm big. I know you have to show up and play the game. The test that you have before this game, I think, to me, the level of competition that you play, but just looking at it, that might speak a little bit too about South Carolina and how good they are and how close they've come at times, although they did just poop the bed against Vandy. But whoever Missouri played, they did what they were supposed to do, and then they put it on Alabama at various factions in the game. And I didn't get to see that opening drive yet because I have to go back and watch it. I was coaching baseball. But they ran their script, according to what I understand. They ran their script well, and they scored. And so I don't know if they didn't have anything past that for the second script, or it was just a combination of Alabama putting guys in better positions. And all I heard, I heard a lot about their number 1 running back, that he was going to be the guy that came out and showed the country that it's Heisman Trophy for him, and he had less rushing yards than the quarterback. So
not only that, they were the number 1 and number 2 rushing offense in the country, and that's supposed to be our Achilles heel. And they were not able to sustain that. Now, I don't know if that's because they went away from it or because we were just stopping it, but after that first drive, they didn't have much room to run the ball.
Yeah. So
there was another chunk play from the backup running back that was a lot, like 20, 25 yards of that. So aside from the first drive and that long running play from the backup running back, they weren't hardly getting any.
Well, let me answer the call here. I just want to show a little bit. Looks like I'm on the 5-minute timer here, but I do want to talk through this. If you are a man or woman of faith, pray for Jam Miller and pray. What is the other young man's last name? McLeod or Miller? What's his last name? Meadows. Thank you very much. Pray for these young men. I mean, the physicality, whether it was targeting or not, that's a collision. And those guys were bringing the thunder, dude. Missouri was bringing the thunder. So we definitely want to say our prayers for Alabama's, our guys, Jam Miller, specifically. This has been a season of a few setbacks for him already. We can tell that he definitely makes the difference. But I just wanted you to see here how the carries got divvied up. So Jam had 20 carries for 85 yards, average of 4.3. Daniel Hill finally coming up. And I need an APB, please. Where is Richard Young? We need the guy. Where is he?
I don't think I guess we don't need him, do we? If he's not playing.
Well, now Jam is down again, but 6 for 16.
Look at my guy, Caden Proctor, on there with 2
Nobody
yards.
can run the ball with any consistency besides Jam. So we're screwed this week if he's not back.
Well, I think just like the defensive line, I know it is time for these guys. It's time for them to rise up and to get ready to play ball. And I think that Kevin Riley is a good second option. He's got to get a little bigger in the body. But we need Richard Young or Daniel Hill to really step up and get things done. Like I was telling one of my girls, the things that you lose when you lose Jam Miller is not just the ability to run with consistency, but his ability to pick up a blitz in the backfield and pass protect, which we desperately need. Yep. So hopefully this week, guys want to compete for that. I know they do. They're not there because they don't want to compete, but I hope they compete and turn the corner and really put this competition at the forefront of what they're doing, so we can.
What's the freshman's name? Deere?
AJ Deere? DJ Deere? What is it, Josh?
AK Deere.
AK Deere, there he is. There's some initials. Mr. Deere.
Might be time for him to step up.
It sure might be. Now, we have some more stats to cover, but I definitely want to show this real quick. Joe Klatt, he put out a post on X on, I think, Friday, just talking about the resume, blind resume. And so I was like, okay, well, I've got some questions, Joe Klatt, because are you including, the resume of the teams they played? So I put a few things out there. And I guess I primarily want to talk about Christopher Powers, because I think what he ended up doing was just saying the opposite of everything I said, which was fun. But we talked like this. It's like, I said, hey, you're talking about resume, right? What about the strength of schedule? And then Christopher Powers says, well, Vegas has a 3-point spread. Saying Missouri can win is not outlandish. And boy, how right was he? And I said, certainly not. Just making the case. He's talking resume. Your previous jobs or your employment, they matter, when you specify resume. He said, okay, so basically you're saying it's impossible because teams never play the same. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's a swing and a miss, Chris. Let's keep it simple. Let's talk about the teams in the top 25. And so he gets back on there and, to his credit, it's like, hey, that's a fair point, but the top 25 can be subjective, but I'm sure that we can, get together on this and collect a top 25 with all the polls. And I had said, hey, it looked like Alabama's about to run away for it. Mizzou's a solid football team. And he said, before the taunting, it looked like Mizzou was going to run away with it. And I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. So I said this, before the sunrise, it looked like it was dark outside. And he actually, so I was like, okay, dude, I see what you're doing. You just, I didn't know if it was a bot or a real dude, but he was just saying the
probably
opposite
a
of what I was
bot.
saying.
Well, it looks like a real @ symbol, so you're probably good there.
And then he actually hearted, that particular comment. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, that's it for your stats. Brought to you by Man vs. Marriage, the podcast. You want to be a better man, a better husband, and a better lover? Come on over to Man vs. Marriage, the podcast, and get you some, baby, because we're dealing it for free while supplies last. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. In the fourth quarter, I've got something I want to talk about. We'll wait until then, but
hey,
let's hey, Uncle Bill. All right, it's time now.
Seconds left.
Yes, that's the way we get it done over here. It's time now for the third quarter, which is the dashes on the board.
Seeing those pictures of me with my stud in instead of this hoop makes me miss my stud. This hoop.
Your stud Austin or your
no, my
nose
nose
ring?
ring. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You don't miss Austin at all.
Well, he was home. Let's see. They got home at 2:00 yesterday morning from singing. We have to be at church. Austin has to be at church by 7:30. I have to be there by 8:30. And then they left today again at 3:30 to go sing. And tomorrow they're going to Birmingham to visit a church member in the hospital. So I leave Wednesday for a wedding for a week, and I don't even know that I'm going to see my husband before I leave. So I'll probably miss him come Thursday or Friday. But right now he's fine. I've seen him long enough. So we did watch the he was here for some of it, and then he had to go. But we watched the presser today, and so just really quick, I'll hit some of what was said. Coach DeBoer talked about being proud of the guys, just talking about how hard they have worked since the FSU loss. The resiliency, the way that the team has come together and they're sticking together, they're playing for each other, he said, and they've just got to keep that kind of going. Stuff like this doesn't happen on its own. I mean, like Dad said, we've beat 3 ranked teams 3 weeks in a row, and that had never happened before. So he said that he feels like this is some of the best overall team football that he's seen. It's not perfect, and everybody sees that. But as far as the team sticking together and the way that they're kind of covering for each other, things that the team a year ago did not and would not do. So that to me speaks a lot to the differences in the teams that the team that he came in with and now like the ones that stayed. That just speaks a lot to me, that they wouldn't work this hard a year ago. So that says a lot to me. Let's see. He talked about winning time of possession. We didn't shut them out. We didn't shut them down, but we did take a lot of things that Missouri does well, and we flipped the script on that, keeping them from being able to have as many plays as they like, to be able to continue to hammer away with the run game. He just continued to praise team football. He's seeing a lot of teamwork and team, coming together and doing what they have to do to win a game. Let's see. It was really funny today. They asked Coach Grubb about the Tennessee rivalry, and I got super tickled because he goes, "I thought Georgia was our rival." And I'm like, "No, bro, we've got 3. We got 3 rivals. Like, welcome to Alabama." So then one of the reporters asked Coach DeBoer about the rivalry. He was just talking about how it goes back generations, how fun it is for fans, which it's not fun for us because we live in Tennessee. So if we lose Saturday, I go to church with Tennessee fans, which I will not be here on Sunday. So that'll be Austin's problem to deal with. He praised the coach at Tennessee, talking about how much respect he has for him, the staff, what they've done, what they continue to do at Tennessee, how great of a coach he is, what his football mind is like. He didn't have anything negative to say. Injury updates on Jalen Hill, Jam Miller, Caden Jones, Jalen Mbakwe, and Derek Meadows. Jalen Hill has been sick, and that is why he was put on report last minute. And Mbakwe had a hand injury in practice last week, and they are going to have him out practicing this week to see how it goes and if he's able. He said, obviously he plays receiver, so that affects you. Jam and Derek will both be going through concussion protocol this week, and Caden Jones had surgery on an ankle injury, so he's going to be down for a little while. That was all that he said. Let's see. They asked him about another call with Caden Proctor having the ball. And he said, "I think Ryan Grubb and our offensive staff are doing a great job, not just with that play, but everything that we're doing, continuing to force the issue to have creativity. It forces defenses to have to think about what's next, whether it's with that package, which we know is called the crispy package, or
crispy, baby.
Krispy Kreme, baby, Krispy Kreme." And they asked him about the home winning streak. We are now tied for the longest one after Oregon, and who else lost over the weekend? Who was it that were the top 2? And then now we're tied.
Indiana. You're talking about Texas and
whoever lost at home this weekend. It was Oregon was one of them, and the other 1 and 2
State, who fired their coach.
1 and 2 both lost this weekend. So us and whoever else were tied for 3rd. So now we're tied for the longest. So they asked about that, and
Missouri was actually the longest this week.
Okay,
we beat them.
Okay, yes, that was them because it was Georgia before. So all the other ones lost.
Oh, we are.
Came down to us and whoever we're tied with, because they did say we were tied with somebody, but I don't know who.
I'll look it up.
he was talking about how great the environment is at Bryant-Denny and just walking into the stadium, how much the players just love it. And you can see that like all the fans are ready to go. He doesn't, I mean, he didn't even know that the black hoodie thing was a thing until his kids told him. So I don't know that he really even, So,
Yes, so I got it.
Who is it? Who is it?
So Oregon had an 18-game winning streak. They lost to Indiana, and then Missouri had 15, and they lost to us. Now it's us.
But people keep saying we're tied with somebody.
And then Georgia had 33.
Yeah, I don't see no tie.
We beat 2 of those teams, y'all. Look at us. That was pretty much all. Like it was. I mean, we knew they weren't going to give us anything more than concussion protocol. So on JAM, that sums up that, and we can go back and talk to that. But Austin sent me the stats that he likes to talk about when it's his turn. So he wanted me to make sure to talk about these with you guys, and so we could, so that we could get your thoughts. So he did some Tennessee and Alabama comparisons. Tennessee total offense is number 5. And I don't know if this is I'm assuming this is in like general, not just the SEC. Missouri,
yeah, it's in total because today it looked like they moved up to number 4, but I think that's in college football.
Okay, so Missouri was number 7. Alabama total defense is number 18.
4 right now. They moved up to 4.
Okay, so they moved up today. So Tennessee total offense as of today is number 4, 527 yards per game. Alabama's total defense is number 18 at 300 yards per game. Tennessee's passing offense is number 7, and Alabama's pass defense is number 3.
Yep.
Alabama's pass offense is number 15, while Tennessee's pass defense is 100.
Let me hear that.
First.
Oh yeah. So
in the
exactly.
country.
So we've got our strength versus their weakness, and then their strength versus our strength.
Exactly. Like there is nothing on the paper that makes me think that they're going to come to Bryant-Denny and do anything.
That's the issue. The paper never works out.
I know. Okay. Tennessee. Oh, red zone offense. Alabama's number 9. Red zone defense. Tennessee is 113th.
Wow.
Tennessee
That's good.
I know. I was like,
oh my God. I'm going to count. I got to count to see how far down they are on total defense.
The best thing I've ever heard.
6,
Tennessee is number 100 in total defense, averaging 393 yards per game. Alabama is number 39 in total offense with 431 yards per game.
Oh my God. Tennessee is so far down. You have to scroll.
Missouri's total defense, as y'all mentioned earlier, is number 2. Alabama number 2 in turnover margin. Tennessee is number 52. Tennessee is number 69 in third down defense. Alabama is number 18 in third down on offense at almost 50%. Tennessee, I don't know what he's talking about. He's got all kinds of abbreviations in here that I don't understand because he's him. Turnovers, I'll skip that one. Turnovers, Tennessee had 3 turnovers against Mississippi State with 2 being interceptions. Tennessee threw 2 interceptions against Georgia. Arkansas fumbled 3 times versus Tennessee. What say you, Wild Bill and Josh Moran, about these random stats from the Dash?
Trap game. We need to be on our P's and Q's because Bobby Hill, their coach, always has our number, and that's Saban and DeBoer. So we need to come out and start fast and not make the mistakes we've been making and not make their defense look better than it is, because on paper and in the games, their defense has been trash. So we need to exploit that.
Yep. Step on the gas and stay on the gas.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Don't let up.
I agree
We
with
still played between the white lines, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's precisely it. And, one of the things that I talk about because it happens in the pros too, but in college football, you do have 18 to 24-year-olds, unless you're talking about Pavia because he's, 31? 18 to 24-year-olds that still have to get on the field and execute. And so it's very interesting, when you see what should happen according. Now, Vegas got it right. Vegas was right. 3 points. I don't know how Vegas does what Vegas does, but they had 3 points bound winning at one, and they won. But
Y'all,
I have to
Diego
agree with
Pavia is
some.
only 24 years old. Why does he seem like he's 30-something years old?
I don't know, but he's 24.
He's 4. He was born in 2001. He looks like he's my age.
He's been in college since he was 12.
That's funny. But with that being said, I want to believe that everything can work out. And I've been way too advantageous week in and week out, just going based on what my hopes are. I thought the game was really going to go in my favor, according to my picks, when Alabama got the football, and it was like, okay, it looks like we're trending in the right direction. And then it just didn't work. So I don't really know. I think it was an issue of execution, which is kind of what I heard Ty sort of allude to because of the mistakes that were being made. If those things or when those things get cleaned up, I believe that Alabama is probably one of the top 3 toughest teams in the country. But one thing that this new NIL era has shown us is that Vanderbilt, Missouri, these cats are not pushovers. I mean, they're not who they used to be.
I got a couple things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, number one, did everybody see Eli Drinkowich's nasty cold sore on his face?
No.
Got the herpes on his face, dude. So whatever he was doing before the game, I just want to throw that out there. Look it up. It's a thing, dude. It's all over the internet.
Well, all I want to talk about, since y'all were not on Saturday.
Okay, go ahead.
This. Okay.
You got a whole segment on that, but I got one more thing after that.
I want to point out, I want to shout out to the photographer who got this. But my question to you guys, because there were multiple no calls again. And then, of course, the Georgia-Auburn game happened. And then, the NFL suspends their refs when they miss blatant calls like this. So what is NCAA doing? Why are refs not being – there was another picture from our game. There was another picture from our game that made that targeting call look more clearly like a targeting that they did not call. What is it going to take for the NCAA, not just the SEC, but the ACC is extremely transparent. Like you can hear what they're saying to each other when they're reviewing calls and stuff. Like they have cameras set up.
I agree. That would be awesome. But I would like to say, we got a first down on that play regardless. If we get the face mask,
I know that.
Hang on, let me go through the progression here. If we get the face mask penalty, it only gives us like a football because we're already on the 1 yard line. The next play, trips, get stepped on, and we lose 5 yards. So it's not that doesn't really even matter in the grand outcome. And I want to point out the Auburn game that everybody's saying that they lost because of this game. They were up. They were on the verge of going up 17-0. Okay.
But Auburn can't pull out a win, bro.
So they let – I don't care what they did. Hugh Freeze sucks. They let Georgia go 85 yards down the field and score 3 before halftime and then put up 51 yards of offense in the second half. You cannot blame that call on anything other than the coaching. The rest of the game is coaching. They let that one play ruin their whole game. And even the players were saying afterwards, it stuck with us. That can't happen because you had plenty of opportunities. 51 yards, total offense. Total offense.
That is what I'm closing my segment with.
And the other thing I wanted to say is I don't know if y'all have heard this, but the margin of victory in the SEC this year is lower than the NFL right now. So I think it's 10.7 and the NFL is 10.8. So you're not.
I know.
It's very competitive, I would say.
I know that we're going into the fourth quarter, but did anybody see the text that I sent in our group chat earlier about Kansas City?
I did not see it yet.
We need to talk about that. I feel like we could get famous talking about Kansas City. They won with 0 penalties. First time in like NFL history, a team had 0 penalties in a game.
Oh wow.
It's an article. Wow. It's an article all about how Kansas City, the refs call for Kansas City.
Yeah, but they didn't like the last couple games. They weren't getting any calls.
Oh, they had to take the attention off of Trav since he got engaged to Tay. They had to let him lose a couple so he could.
Y'all know me. I'm never gonna blame the refs for anything. And the only thing I did think was weird was when Kansas City on their repeat Super Bowl repeat, they were getting a lot of calls late in games that had something to do with the outcome. And that's when it really matters, is when it's late in the game like that. But all these penalties we're talking about are like early in the game with a lot of game to be played.
I'm just on this. I'm like, people need to be held responsible. It doesn't matter if the outcome of the game, but they do that and then they think they can do everything else. I mean, there was a targeting call that people felt like should have been called targeting, and it wasn't. Okay, that wasn't gonna affect the game. We were gonna win the game either way. But if I suck at my job, I get fired. If you suck at your job, you get fired.
Not if you're a DEI candidate.
All right. Let's
suck at their job and they continue to get paid all this money and don't even get suspended. At least in the NFL, they get suspended.
Here's the case that I make for the referees, and I know it's not popular. I think these dudes should be paid full-time salaries for what they do, and this is all that they do. And that doesn't happen in the NFL. It doesn't happen in college football, and they play a very vital role in the game. So I don't know if it comes down to the players are bigger, faster, stronger, and it's harder to watch. I don't know if it's a lack of training, if it's a lack of consistency, but there are some things, including what we saw today. There are some things that just how do they get by without accountability? And I really think that some league should be bold enough to put their officials in front of a press conference and make them ask questions about stuff. And hopefully they do that. And with that, it's time now for the fourth quarter.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that abrupt stop means I have not gone back and done any of the editing to make that better. But with that being said, hey,
nobody cares.
It bugs me every time I hear it, but I'm not doing it. It is Hate Week, so let's look at this special video I put together that is all about Hate Week.
It's okay to be a loser.
It's Hate Week, and I live in the middle of all them losers in that gaudy orange.
What was that, Quincy?
That was pretty bad.
It's okay to be a loser.
It was not that bad. Nothing is that bad.
What if he's
Nothing.
listening, dude? That's rude.
Nothing is that bad. If it's the thought that counts, we appreciate the thought. But you tell the truth about that song. We both had high hopes, and it was like, what was that, dude?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Moving on.
All right. Moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the fourth quarter. This is where we talk about predictions. But there's something that I thought was important to cover. And I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to anyway. There was a certain someone or someones on the program that said matter-of-factly that one Greg McElroy did not say one positive thing.
We don't start. You got to stop this. We all hate Greg McElroy. We don't want to keep talking about his ass.
He did say something nice about us yesterday. Finally,
yeah, because he has to. Because he's the tool bag that has to say something nice so he can get people to like start liking him again. It's not genuine.
There's no way he did not see the hate on X for him.
Exactly.
Absolutely no way.
I just want to put this up. Part of the transcript from the Vanderbilt game.
You're outnumbered 3-1, Q-Dog. So drop it.
It was espoused that he said nothing positive.
So I'm sure he
during the Vanderbilt game.
On purpose at all, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments.
Okay, here's what I
during
want
a
to say
game
about asking AI. AI can be wrong. Just throwing that out there.
It can.
I asked AI something the other day about the Bible, and it was completely wrong. It can be wrong.
It certainly can.
I don't understand where your McElroy homerness comes from.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Can you explain it, or like?
Is it because he was the first quarterback to win us a championship? Is that what it is?
No.
Yeah, the first quarterback that never mentions that he played at Alabama.
Exactly.
No, this is where it is, and this is I think you guys are extremely biased against him because he doesn't praise Alabama every breath.
I want Mark Ingram energy, dude. Shut up. He's in the freaking media.
Hey,
can Mark Ingram please call an Alabama game?
I would love that. Okay, I'm a fan of Mark Ingram and his energy.
He could not.
Now, what I say about Greg McElroy, I think other team members and those that knew him and played with him would probably echo in a sense, which is he's a very analytical guy, and he does work hard to be non-biased. So that's what you see is a non-biased take in his real thoughts and his analytical mind trying to put together for the questions that are asked of him. He does say good things.
His trying to be non-biased makes him extremely biased against complimenting Alabama, overdoing it to where he won't give them the praise they need until the mountain swells and he has to be a tool bag and come and say the thing that he did the other day.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, what he did the other day.
What was that? What was the example?
About Alabama because he knew people were getting pissed off at him. So he came out and said it. So people like you could be like, he said something good about Alabama. He's just biased. He's a good journalist.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound like you have an example that I was looking for, which is
I don't need an example. He's a tool bag, and I don't like freaking even talking about him.
Okay.
There's nothing you can say to change my mind.
And we get to sit through a freaking Alabama.
Hey, I got something. Let me ask you this. How many championships did we win after that? Where was McElroy partying with the team, and where is he on the sidelines coming down with all the players? Where is he at the championship parades? He's nowhere to be found. He's a little bitch.
But who's there? You got AJ.
Everybody else.
You got Derek.
Everyone else is there except McElroy's little bitch ass is not there.
Yep. You just couldn't resist.
Nope, that just proves proves my point that they're emotional about it.
Because you're biased about being a journalist.
Thing that me and Josh agree on.
We used to talk crap about Reese Davis, but he's even at these things. He even reps the time when he can, but he doesn't do it on air. But he says good things about the program. And now you never see McElroy around anything to do with the program, and he won a championship there. There's an issue with that.
The fact that his kid showed up to an Alabama game in a Ty Simpson jersey blew my mind. I expected his
dad's a dweeb.
I expected his kid to show up in like a neutral colored outfit.
He probably don't even know that his dad played for Alabama. Like he probably doesn't even have any pictures or nothing up.
Let me tell you right now, if I was his wife, we'd be fighting because I'd be like, "You suck at your job."
Amber, you need to go beat his wife's titties off her body, dude.
Don't say that. Come on.
What is she?
All right.
Flat?
We
Is
both
she
know
flat?
they're
Is she
probably
flat
not real
chested?
anyway. So
I don't
Here's the
even know what
thing.
she looks like. I'm
I
just.
don't
Here's
either.
Here's the deal. I hope one day I can get McElroy on this program to defend himself.
Sure. Oh, she ain't got no boobs. You wouldn't even have to hit her.
So
figured
I
she
want
had
him to be able
papers.
to defend himself, because what you guys see is what he does, on air in his professional life. But I don't think you know anything about his personal life and whether he talks great about Alabama or not. He doesn't show up. I don't know why he doesn't show up. Maybe he didn't have a great time there, and he's not he doesn't like Coach Saban. I don't know. Yeah, I'm Mark Ingram energy. I'm not McElroy energy.
But people he played with show up. So you can't
Yep.
say, oh, maybe he had a bad time. All the rest of his teammates show up. I think that's a bad look.
It's a
It might be.
I'll tell you one time he didn't show up was in Columbia, South Carolina.
Who did?
We got our, spanked, and he was the quarterback.
McElroy is just a little punk, dude. Just stop
Bill-
bringing him up. We're
Bill
done with it.
just
Except he's announcing
insinuated
the
a
game
bad
this
word.
week. So I'm sure announcing the game this
We
week, we won't
got
have
our
anything to say about it.
kicked.
Well, I'm going to take a poll while I'm watching the game. I have a wedding rehearsal dinner. They're renting a projector and putting up the game on the side of something. I don't even know because they're huge Bama fans. I'm going to take a poll about how people feel
not
about
huge
old
enough.
Greg.
They ain't huge
Well,
enough. They're doing this.
Yeah, that's right. Because they're doing their wedding on Tennessee
No,
Saturday.
Their wedding is Sunday. The rehearsal is Saturday.
All right. Well, here's one request I would have. Okay. Since you know the couple well, whoever's putting the projector up there, ask for closed caption so you can study what McElroy says and get out of your emotions, because you and Josh,
I got a better one.
you and Josh are so emotional about it.
Set up a camera that records video and have every Bama fan walk by the camera and give their opinion of McElroy and then edit it.
That would be great.
It would.
Give me the address to the wedding. All right. Here's what we're gonna do.
Alabama,
I'm serious.
baby.
Just leave it up the whole game. But it's a lot to watch, but still, you can do it.
All right. It is it's not only hate week for Tennessee, but Amber, Josh, Wild Bill, and Austin, who is not even here, it's hate week for McElroy. So that's good to know. I don't hate McElroy. I can appreciate him. I think Josh accuses me of many things that he accuses McElroy of, and so I'm standing strong for him, and it's my honest opinion. Now, let's talk about Alabama football.
I don't accuse you of anything.
He's such a dweeb, though. Good
Lord.
Lord.
I'll take it to another sport. Justin Thomas, he never wears anything Alabama on the golf course.
But
he shows up at events and stuff.
He comes to all the Bama basketball games.
He shows up, yeah.
He's always around
There's
the
a
program.
lot of PGA guys, one day out of them four, they'll wear their team shirt.
Well, then he needs to step up on that. But he's always around the program.
Yeah, no, he is that.
You don't ever see Greg at a basketball game.
About a guy that never comes around. I don't even know if he's been to Tuscaloosa other than calling games lately. He's a dweeb.
How do you know so much about him?
Dweeb. It's this thing called social media, Quincy. You can find out
dad
anything
Gary
about anybody.
Danielson?
So you're stalking him.
Is his dad Gary Danielson? Stop it.
Quincy probably likes him too.
5 minutes.
No.
5
No.
minutes.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about Alabama football. Let's talk about what's going to happen in T-Town as the Volunteers come to Tuscaloosa, 6:30 p.m. Central. Alabama takes on the University of Tennessee. Let's get after it. And Amber, will the Alabama $1 Million Marching Band be playing Rammer Jammer when it's all said and done?
In their new uniforms that are so spiffy.
Spiffy.
I have my prediction and I have Austin's. So
all right, let's do it.
I will give Austin's prediction first. Austin says Alabama 44, Tennessee 34.
Son of a bitch.
Then he followed up with, I think I'm too confident when I make my picks. I would agree with that.
I think so too. For me,
I have 34-27.
34,
Alabama.
27.
I hope it's not that close.
All right, Wild Bill, what do you got?
Deep hope for that every game, but what happens?
38-24.
Holy cow, that was too close to mine. I'm gonna have to republish.
That was so close to mine.
Sucking at this year, I probably should have kept it in the 20s, but you ready for mine?
Josh, tell us what you think's gonna happen.
I just want to put my graphic up on the screen. So we got Bobby Hill up top right. That's the coach. And then we got Bo Scarborough, a face palm, and a Tennessee fan up there. And then we got Phil Fulmer getting punched in the face by a woman who I'm sure he hates. And then my score is Bama, Tennessee's gay, and a 42-31.
All right. Well,
it's hate week,
this
baby.
guy's the king of Alabama hate week. This guy right here.
You know,
I had Photoshop so I could like integrate all this stuff, but I don't. So
one day. Okay. Here's the way I think it's going to shake out. And I think it's going to be a breakout week for the University of Alabama. That's what I think. I think the defense is putting it together. I think Ty and the offense, they're going to get together. They're going to assemble a stable of running backs with a great rotation. We're going to have the right combination of offensive linemen.
Please,
Nickel,
God.
Hill Green he's gonna show out. Tim Keenan. I mean, we are gonna have an exciting time, and we're gonna put the college football world on notice. Like Ohio State's gonna be thinking about us when they close their eyes. Indiana's they're gonna be shivering in their boots. And then Hugh Freeze is gonna change his name to Hugh Summer. He's gonna get warm. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's gonna happen. Alabama comes out in the first quarter. In that passing attack, they put 14 points on the Volunteers. Tennessee answers for 7 points. It's going to be 14-7 after the first quarter. Alabama puts another 14 on the board through the air.
Oh, God.
To Tennessee's 0 in the second quarter because we make some adjustments. After halftime, Alabama comes out. They're going to be on defense. They're actually going to win the toss. And after they win the toss, they're going to want the football because they want to prove a point to this defense.
If Tennessee gets the ball.
So Tennessee gets the ball after half. They're going to come out, score a touchdown. But the third quarter is going to go 10-7 Tennessee. We're going to lose the third quarter. But, ladies and gentlemen, as it happens, Alabama comes back, puts 10 points on the board, wins the fourth quarter 10-7 for a score of Alabama 45. The Tennessee Volunteers 24, and that's how it's going to work out. And I just want to make this known. I don't know how I'm doing it. I love that graphic. I don't know how I'm doing it, but for 3 weeks in a row, I have been calling the turnovers. It's the craziest thing. I don't know how it happens. It happened in person at Josh's house on that Vandy game. He's here as a witness. Somehow, some way, it happens. So I like Austin. I get way too generous when I talk about the Tide just because of their inconsistency. But I have to agree with Josh. One thing this team shows on a consistent basis is their resiliency and their way.
The first game.
Yes, after the first game.
Yeah,
that's true. But I'm telling you, they've done it 5 times more.
Did anyone think we'd be sitting here at 5-1?
No.
Not after that. I really thought it was like, okay, it's more of what we had. It's the Michigan, it's the OU, but things are shaping up, and I'm very excited that Alabama has put themselves in this position.
I was starting to be upset that I bought Alabama-Oklahoma tickets.
You and me
now
both.
I'm unupset.
Yes, I have unupsetted myself as well. So I'm pretty stoked to be in there.
Throw out there that Texas whooped Oklahoma's ass the other day, and they have back entered the chat.
They are back into it. I saw a graphic. I saw a graphic the other day. Let's just look at this real quick. Let me get it booted up here. and then we can close this thing out because I definitely want everybody's opinion. Give me just a second to get it booted up here. My apologies on the delay. Josh, this is where I need you to fill in the gaps on something.
I started talking, and then you.
I did. I jumped in on you.
Penn State lost 3 in a row and fired their coach. How about that?
$56 million.
Kurt Signetti with the big trash can balls going there to Oregon.
What about Arkansas and Tennessee, though, for real? Arkansas came back from firing their coach and entire defensive staff.
How about the guy that was? Go ahead.
They almost beat Tennessee.
How about the dude that was fired for wrecking a motorcycle with his freaking assistant on the back of it, who he was having an affair with, is back coaching Arkansas as the
And
HC.
I will tell you, like Arkansas fans want to win. Our youth pastor and his wife at church are from Arkansas. They're Arkansas fans. They are not happy with that, and they really don't want them to hire him because he's already been fired for good reason.
Yeah, but he's already been hired. He's their offensive coordinator.
All right.
I mean, as head coach.
I'm ready now. I really want to talk about this. At the top, this SEC football tiers, and of course, this is, fan run radio. I don't know who they are, but I thought it was interesting. What I want to key in on is the frauds, and I want to just look at this line here. Okay, OU, whatever, Texas, whatever. But how can these people put Missouri as a fraud at 5-0 and almost beat a team that they call as elite? Now, starting up here a while, Bill, just look real quick at Texas A&M, Alabama. Elite, even if a little unsatisfying. What do you think? Do you agree with that, Texas A&M and Alabama?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. Fraud watch.
Yeah. Georgia. I want Kirby to teach me how to clap my hands with a timeout signal.
He did not deviate from his freaking lie, did he? He doubled down.
I've been in the Pentecostal church for 67 years. I've seen all kind of hand clapping, foot stomping, all this. I've never seen nobody clap their hands like that.
Oh my!
Who is Fan Run Radio?
I don't know. 105.7 and 1340 AM.
Missouri only dropped 2 spots in the polls, so I don't know what they're talking about. And I don't think Texas and Oklahoma are a fraud either. Oklahoma's defense is number 1 in the country. Yeah, Vanderbilt, just happy to be here, is bullcrap. They got a chance this week to do something, but
Can we talk about that jealous of Penn State line is hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Kentucky ain't firing their coach because Kentucky can't afford to fire their coach.
Well, what do you think about Ole Miss as a fraud warning? I mean, Josh, any thoughts there? I don't think they're a fraud warning.
I don't know. We'll find out. But I'll tell you what, Vanderbilt's going to beat LSU this weekend. So
I thought LSU and Texas A&M were playing this weekend.
LSU is on the road at Vanderbilt this week.
Oh, how'd I get that wrong?
Ole Miss is on the road to Athens, Georgia.
Ooh, man. I tell you what, week in and week out, it just does not – there's no easy business in the SEC. Yeah, Zooks. Well, I got to say that's it for this episode. Amber, you gave your thoughts on the jealous those that are jealous of Penn State, which I thought was pretty funny.
And I will say Ole Miss's schedule has not been super tough. Their toughest games are I would say LSU at home, and they won by 5 points. So they beat Arkansas by 6 at home, and they beat Kentucky by 7 on the road.
Do they play A&M?
Oh, they do not play A&M. Let's look at A&M's schedule real quick for you. They got Georgia on the road, Oklahoma on the road, South Carolina at home, the Citadel at home, Florida at home, and then on the road at Mississippi State. Texas A&M, before we jump off of here. How about Texas Tech, though? They bought
Texas Tech.
They spent the money, and it's working out.
Yeah, that's I heard a little bit about that today from some alumni that they put the money out.
Yeah, they got a billionaire backing them. A&M on the road at Arkansas this week. Then they're on the road at LSU. They'll win that game. Then they're on the road at Missouri. I think they're going to lose that game. And then they're at home against South Carolina, at home against Samford. Sorry, Samford. And then on the road against Texas to finish the season out.
Unless Samford won this past Saturday, they hadn't won a game this year.
Dang, well, that'll be a tough one for A&M.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to wrap it. Any final thoughts or whatever your final thoughts are, Amber Dash?
Roll Tide. And I hate that gaudy orange, and you're never going to catch me dead in it. So,
do you have to own a black person to be able to say that? Is that like from that movie?
They didn't own a black person.
Oh, I thought they owned.
They were his foster family, you dummy.
I knew what they was doing. I'm just kidding.
I gave our pastor's wife is originally from Alabama, and her husband's originally from here, so he's a Tennessee fan and she's an Alabama fan. And I bought her a button for football season that says, "I will not wear that gaudy orange."
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Josh Moran, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts: if I ever adopted, it would probably I'd go for the most athletic, black-looking little kid, girl or boy, I guess, but boy preferred.
I'm done with this conversation.
Roll Tide, and I hate Tennessee, and I say stupid stuff. That's what I do.
He puts the BS in the BS podcast. All right, Wild Bill, what you got, buddy? Your final thoughts.
Roll Tide. It's time to get the victory cigars ready.
Time to get them cut and fired up.
Bill, you going to smoke a cigar?
No, not me, the players and the coaches. And anybody else that wants them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your episode of the BS Podcast. So glad to have you on. Glad that you are here to interact with us. We love it when you chat. If you want your opportunity to be on the BS Podcast, email QuincyMoran@gmail.com. We'll get you a link, and we'll see about getting you on there. The benchmark is Josh Moran. You can't say anything more lewd or lascivious than he does, and it's a pretty low bar. But he is entertaining, if nothing else, exercising his freedom of speech. We are so thankful, again, that you showed up. For the man that is missing, Austin Dash, he shall return next week. For Amber Dash, for Josh Moran, for Wild Bill, I am Quincy Moran. This is the BS Podcast. Roll Tide, everybody. Let's go beat Tennessee.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
What the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.